All right. Look at this dirty beard. This is no good, hey? This is no good. This is the haven't been home in 3 weeks beard. Just just not nice. Just not nice. What's going on? I thought I would go live on YouTube because it's been I don't know, months and months and months since I've done it. And being here in Miami in isolation, I got time. Those of you that hadn't heard the story yet, so I was on a 3-leg coaching trip down south here. So started in Miami, which is where I'm at right now. Went up to Deerfield Beach in Florida, and then I was about to head to Atlanta when I took a PCR test just because I needed one to be able to cross back into Canada in like 2 days after that. And I tested positive, and my head exploded, like not literally, but figuratively exploded because number one, I feel great. I actually feel better than I felt in a long, long time. So there was no symptoms, and but CDC guidelines, being down here in the US, I have to follow them, and they just changed it back like the day before I tested positive to a 10-day isolation. So now I'm here. I'm in. This is my hotel room in Miami. Listen. There's worse places to be isolated. So I'm not upset. And to be perfectly honest, I'm 99.9% sure that I tested positive because I was sick back in January, and I know that a PCR test can read a positive result for up to 3 months. So I think it was just dumb luck, unfortunately. I think I just kind of lucked out, but I'm now in Miami and it's beautiful out. I just went outside and laid by the pool. I've been working out because at the end of the day, got to stay proactive. So how's everybody been? I hope you're well. If you're here, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, I'm here to hang out with you. YouTube's been a little bit inactive, so I don't expect all of you to really trust me. Number one, that I'm gonna keep doing this, but I'm about to jump into our new house. It should be pretty much when I get home on the 19th. We should be right around that day. We should be able to move in, which is awesome. What's going on, Barista Logs, DBZ? Hello, thanks for joining me. It's just me and you hanging out here right now. If you're a fan of like the reactions, you would have saw that I just posted a reacting to a season 1 recap of Haikyuu, and in there let everybody know that I've been busy. So we are about to move into our dream home and the new PPA headquarters. So I'm like geeking out every day that I get information on the new gym. I just made a couple orders for some pieces of equipment that I've been wanting, and they're going to meet me hopefully on the way home. Not at the same time, but they'll be there around the same time. So let me know if you have any questions. We're just hanging out together at this point. I don't know how exciting this is going to be, but I figure I would just go live and let everybody know I'm still alive and doing well. I've got a fridge full. So when I was like, oh, I'm going to be trapped here, I decided to just load my fridge up. Got groceries delivered. Hold on. You can't really see. But there's like protein shakes and waters and carbonated waters because I'm fancy like that. And food. And I've been ordering Uber Eats all the time. Thank goodness for Uber Eats. Getting good food in my belly and staying nice and healthy. And working like crazy. This is all you can do when you're trapped. And I got a pretty standard room, right? We got the standard king room. This is like my couch. Got some clothes on it, so this is my couch. And the TV actually has some decent stuff on it. I've been watching the Olympics, which is nice. And then my desk, which is a little bit messy right now because, well, there I am. Hi. And a little bit messy. I do everything over there. I've been pretty much living at that desk for the last, I got back here. So I came here on the 30th of January, and I'm still here. I came to this hotel first. I did 4 days here, and then I went to Deerfield Beach. I did 4 days. And then I came back. I did 1 night at the Miami airport because I was going to fly out, and then tested positive. And I've been back here for what, 5 or 6 days? I don't know. I've been wanting to say that I've been loving the Project Armor. Good. It has a lot of different, that's what it's intended for. So Project Armor was built actually kind of alongside one of the kind of world's foremost doctors of physiotherapy, Dr. Tom Walters. So we were trying to put together a program that allowed people to like heal their jumper's knee, tendinopathies, knee problems with only body weight and bands. Because a lot of things out there obviously have you with weights. This is entirely body weights and bands. So I'm glad it's helping you out. It's a great program. We love it. We love it, love it, love it. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I feel like I'm just going to sit here and ramble. It's like I'm not really good at lives unless people are asking me questions, because that's my whole life is just people asking me questions. I'll give it another few minutes. If we're not interested in this, I understand. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like people want to hang out with me in my room when I'm in Miami, isolated. I just thought I would try it, see if it still worked. I want to be doing something more interesting, but I really can't. I'll show you what, you can see this here. So down there is the pool. And at least I go there. Being outside, I'm not worried about being outside around people. I'm honestly 99% sure I'm not infectious right now. How are you adapting to life outside of your house? I've adapted. I've been doing this for so long. I've traveled and coached for years. So I'm pretty used to being on the road and away from the family. I'm also good on my own. I don't know if anybody out there is like that, but like I'm good to like keep myself busy. I don't like, I moved so much my whole life. Like I've moved 20 some odd times, military family. So I'm just used to like moving and adapting and just figuring it out as I go. So it was like an initial shock to obviously be stuck here for 10 more days, considering I was really excited to go home and see my son and see my wife and my family. But you adapt, and I've just taken this as an opportunity to work on myself, work on the business, and soak in some more Miami sun when I'm here, because I am white. I am white. Like I can't. Why do you think I tattooed my arms? It was just for some contrast. But yeah, so I'm just, go out in the sun for a little bit every single day, and it's all good. Boss, globally, I've seen the pandemic slow or even halt construction, so it's dope to see your house damn near 100%. The benefits of the builder being my father-in-law's best friend and family friend. So he's going full force. We're about to roll into that new house very, very soon. My wife was sending me pictures earlier today. Hold on, see if we can find some pictures. I'll see if I can show you some stuff here. So she sent me some pictures. Okay. Maybe she didn't. Or did she call me? She might have faced. There's a picture though. But what I'm really excited about is this upcoming Tuesday. The new home gym. It goes off the back of the kitchen, and it is 1,000 square feet. It's got like 20-foot ceilings in it. It's gonna have a basketball net and a court and a weight room area. But there's a second floor over about a third of the building where it's like my office, and it's a mezzanine. So on the face of it, let's see if I can I have pictures here. I know I do. Okay. See if you can see this. Okay, so that is essentially the face. Oh, it's so glary. There you go. So that mezzanine face, my office is like up in there. So I get to overlook the gym, but like right across this is 20 feet wide. It's going to have, so Project Pure Athlete. It's going to be written across like this. And then underneath, like our full logo is this, and then it has like the Jump Guys. So it'll be Project Pure Athlete, the Jump Guys. And then on the top, like square, it's going to have our push logo, which is this logo, or the emblem, which is that one on my back. So it's going to have that up there, which is awesome to think that not only is it like my new gym to work, it's my house, and like I've worked so hard to be able to get to a point that this is possible, which is a little bit, baffling to think about. It's been a long, long journey. I still have lots to go, but I've been doing this for a long time. Teach me English. Neil, hope you're doing well. Very well. Thank you, Neil. Teach me English. Just listen and learn. What's a good way to measure your vert without a vertex? Easiest way to measure your vert without a vertex is to take your standing reach. So like just grab any, like a wall, reach up as high as you can, right? Typically we don't like to see like people dislocate their shoulders, but it's relatively level shoulders with extending through the rib cage. Get your reach on the wall, so your static reach, measure it, mark it even with like a piece of tape. And then what you can do is jump to like any target. Usually it's like an overhang or even a wall if you have to. Maybe put a little bit of chalk on your fingers or something that marks the wall and touch as high as you can. And then you just measure the difference between your touch and your reach. And that gives you your estimated vertical. And it's how I used to do it before I had access to Vertex and jump mats and all these different tools. So that's a good way to start. Yeah, it looks so dope. Reminds me of the training facility. I have a training facility, but I guess that's what you were going for. Correct. So even though it's like a home gym, it's supposed to have much more of a like professional, almost commercial look with still like a balance toward being like a specialized custom space. Like wait till you see this thing when it's done, right? It's going to have the PPA court. So there's a custom PPA court by our friends at VersaCourt. Basketball net. It's just, I can't wait to set it up. I got like a big giant whiteboard going in. So like my nerd brain is super pumped because I just love whiteboards. Social media and internet are lifesavers now. Greetings from the Netherlands. Hey, Nenya. Thank you from the Netherlands. I appreciate that. Much appreciated. There we go. Thank you for typing and saying stuff. It gives me some things to dialogue with you about. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. But I'm chomping at the bit to be able to get home. Number one, I miss my little guy. We talk every day on the phone, but it's not the same. And he always goes, Dad, where are you? Where are you, Daddy? And I said, you know where I am. And he goes, yeah, work. I said, what does Daddy do at work? He says, money. I said, yes, Daddy makes money at work. So he knows. And I know that he's still at an age where like within a week of me being home, he's going to have no idea. He's going to forget I was gone anyway. So, and I'm a super present father. Like I work from home. I spend a ton of time with my son. And we hang out all the time. So I know that he's going to be just great. And my wife is just a stud. She's so good. Super strong, great mother. And we got tons of support. Yeah, you can see the excitement whenever you talk about. Yeah, it's been a long process. Like even just beyond the building of it, right? Like beyond putting a shovel in the ground, it was number one was coming to the decision that we were going to do it. So we came across this piece of property. So my in-laws live about 4 houses down the street, and they live on the lake side. So their house is obviously that's my in-laws' place. Every part of me wanted to live in that area, right? It was much more secluded. It's like it's a beach town, it's a cottage town. There's a marina, there's beach volleyball courts, there's wineries around. It's just very low key, and I'm much more of a low key guy. Like even though I'm pretty talkative and stuff on the surface when it comes to my career, when I'm not doing this, I am just very relaxed and very chill. And the area just spoke to me. So a piece of property, actually it was a side by side. So it was a house on one and then an open lot. They came up for sale. So this was 4 houses down on the other side of the road. So it had lake views. We decided that we were going to, you had to put offers on both separately, but we're like, hey, why don't we just put an offer on like the empty lot and the house, and then we can get them, and then we can just live in the house, and then we can put a gym on the property. So I put an offer on the house and I put an offer on the lot, and we ended up not getting the house, but we got the lot. And then we're like, why don't we just build a house on here? And thankfully my father-in-law's best friend owns a construction company, and he's been amazing helping us out with it. And we couldn't have dreamed for anything better than what we have there. It's just it's a gorgeous house. It's a big house on a narrow piece of land, but it goes back pretty far. So we maximized the square footage that we could on the piece of land. But like our bedroom balcony actually looks directly into the lake. So it looks between like 2, and we're looking over the houses, thankfully, which is nice. Into the lake, and you can see the marina, and you can see another part that just, without the lakefront property tax costs. So it's been awesome. Hey coach, what do you think about PFJ. What's PFJ? PFJ. Do you mean PJF, Paul? So let me know if that's what you mean, because I just don't know if it's an acronym for something different. You let me know if that's what you mean. I'm happy to talk about if I know what the question is. Yeah, family ties, yes. Yeah, having them that close is nice. They're like, we get along really, really well with them. They're very like relaxed, laid back people. No expectations being that close. They're obviously there, and it's nice with us having Jordan and his grandparents right there. But my parents and they live about 45 minutes to an hour away. They take him overnight once a week. They have since he was like 6 months old. So it's like he's got so much support. Yeah, PJF. What do I think about Paul? Paul's a great guy. Paul's super smart, incredibly passionate, very, committed to what he does. He juggles a lot of stuff and still manages to stay very on top of things and very motivated. So for me, it's the, I hope you can hear me. It says have an unstable connection, but we're going to talk this through and then I'll probably bounce. I get questions all the time about other trainers and coaches, right? What do you think about Ben, or what do you think about Paul, or what do you think about, John Evans, or what do you think? At the end of the day, if someone is passionate about what they do, if their job is to help people, then I'm all for it. And everybody can have a variance of message, but if the message is dedicated to being helpful and helping people grow, not only as athletes, but as people, then I'm all for it. So, I think Paul's great. Paul and I chat back and forth every now and then. Same with Max at Strong by Science. Yeah, we all know each other. Yo, it's Brandon. The kid that doesn't know how to block. What's up, man? How to block in volleyball, or how to apply your block. That's it. Is my connection pretty shitty on your end? Let me know. Or if I'm coming through pretty clear, let me know. Because it says that it's trying to reconnect me, but I feel like it's working. I don't know. Okay, well, that's good. I mean, it's hotel Wi-Fi, so at the end of the day, we get what we get. The fact that I can even do this is pretty awesome. Thanks, Neil. I need you just to hang around with me throughout the day. Just be like, you're good, you're doing well. Reassurances are always good. We got a long piece of cardio this morning with some core work, and I'm just like a little bit like, and then I went out and laid in the sun for like 20 minutes. And I love the sun and the warmth, but I can only handle it for like chunks of time, like 20 or 30 minutes, because I just get overheated really fast. So I'm just a little bit like flatlined right now. Plus having like the beard come in more and more keeps my face real hot. And look at how much you can see the white and the gray. I feel like that's coming in stronger and stronger. Yeah, I feel you on that one, Neil. Definitely drains me too. You guys digging the gray, or is it like weird? I think it's cool. I think I like the fact that there's gray coming in here. I mean, I'm 37. You'd expect that I'd have some gray, and even more than this likely. Like Chase has a lot of gray. I think it looks good though. I wouldn't mind like a little bit more like in here. We'll see. Not in the hair yet though. Not that the hair's any good right now, but there's no gray in the hair. I don't think we need the just for men. I feel like now gray is becoming like almost sought after. I think people are going to start just for menning gray into their beards earlier on in life. Okay, so be honest with me. People say it looks like ass. Like it looks, if I like did that, yeah, that's true. I think it's because I can see like the end of it that I don't see it, but if you do cover it, it does look like it says ass backwards. It's ass backwards. Damn, that's good. Let me know questions. Like, I'm just kind of hanging out here. You guys are just watching me sit. Like, if you get questions, or it doesn't even have to be about jumping. It could be just like anything, just to get me talking about something. Yeah, right. Look at there. Like, that dude's wearing a shirt that says ass on it. But again, so the new iPhone, like my wife got the newest iPhone, and when you take the selfie cam, normally like it would invert the stuff. This thing like auto corrects itself, which is bonkers. Um, I don't know. I don't know who wins the chip this year. Can I be honest with you? Can I be like super super duper honest with you? I almost watched zero sports, believe it or not. I'm much more of a like I love to play sports, and I am a huge fan of training athletes. I understand all the sports from a performance and mechanical standpoint, but I don't sit down and watch sports almost at all, other than, you ready for this? Golf and the odd mixed martial arts. Who would have thought that Project Pure Athlete founder does not watch a lot of sports? People are blown away when they realize that. People are blown away when they realize that I am like the least jockey jock that they've ever met. I'm like a huge nerd. I watch like academic like debates and just a lot. I watch different stuff. Almost threw up. No, Neil. I golf. I've golfed since I was 13 or 14 years old. And watching golf is like one of my favorite things to do. I grew up watching golf. I used to watch a ton of the NBA up until maybe like the 12th grade. And I found that the sport for me, like the league, just shifted a lot into a type of era that I wasn't really vibing with. People just kind of lost track of the kind of the team commitment side of things, and it just became a lot about money. And listen, I like to go watch. I'll go watch a sporting event with friends. I like to watch sports if I have friends playing them. Like I like to watch when I go to Vegas. I like to watch Chase Hoop. Uh, but I just didn't like finish playing them and go watch more. I never did. Long drive, I do. I watch long drive as well. Much bigger that people would be like, what? Who's your friends in the UFC? We have a coach who used to fight in the UFC. So one of our L1 coaches used to fight in the UFC, which is pretty awesome. So ask me questions. Feel free. Shoot. What we got here on there? Feel that. Who's your UFC friend? Okay, 1 second here. I gotta send her something. Okay. My only question was the basketball one. I meant in real life. Oh, I'm not big like you. Shut up. Yeah, I used to get together with my buddies and watch pay-per-view all the time. Love it. I love it. Who is the highest vert that you work with, and how tall he or she was? Who's the highest vert like that I've worked with remotely, in person, I've worked with many, many people over the years that have had massive verticals. I'm trying to think of like the highest vertical. Do I play football or soccer? No, no. I'll be honest with you. Like, I I've become more respectful of the sport. Like, I understand how difficult it is, but I'm again, like, I'm not a huge fan of it beyond like I'll react to some stuff just because like I like to look at the performance side of things, but I could never sit down and watch a game of soccer or football. I find it, and this is, listen, I'm sharing my personal opinions with you, so I know that there's going to be some, um, you know, emotional responses to it, but this is my personal opinion. Is I find it I find it slow. I know that you're running a lot. There's a lot going on from like a technical standpoint, but it's like when you played, whatever 90 minutes and it's 0-0, like something doesn't seem satisfying to me about that, or 1-0. Yeah, I mean, I've worked with Chris in person once at the camp over 3-4 day period of time. Chris is a freaky athlete from like well, you were there, you know that. He's like just incredibly powerful. He's very athletic and very, very powerful. Just wired differently. But he's a hard worker, which is very, very evident. Chris Bell. He's probably one of the highest jumpers for sure that I've ever worked with. I mean, there's jumpers through the dunk camp, that we get a chance to like work with and play around with technique with. I've had a couple like college recruits and like pro athletes that I've worked with remotely that are in like the mid to high 40s, females that are jumping, between 30 and 35 inches. Like I feel like there's just so many. I've worked with quite a few. It's hard to always recover their names, to be honest. Just like the UFC, you can't really tell if the fight's going to be cool or it's going to be really slow and boring. Yeah, so at times for sure, like a fight can get pretty stale if there's like not the right amount of like action or movement. I think I'm such a detail oriented person that I can kind of get wrapped up. Especially I did a little bit of fight training for a while, like the conditioning and a little, BJJ and boxing. So like for me, like the technical side of things are very, very exciting. For a lot of people, they don't. That's why I can sit there and watch sports that in a way move a little bit slower. I think when I say that football or soccer is slow, I think it's that it feels like it's like at times with hockey. Like I'm Canadian and I didn't play hockey and I don't watch hockey. I feel like it's like they work and and it's like, oh my God, just like go in the net, like or fight or something. I've never shared this to my PPA like audience before. This is like a week where I'm just really working on myself, so I'm just being exceptionally real with you. That and only the people that are very close to me know this, and then people that meet me tend to have a moment of like, what? So fun fact, I don't know if it's fun. So I was married when I was pretty early, and then I got divorced, and I had to start like dating again. I chose to start dating again. I didn't have to, but I chose to start dating again. So at this point I would have been, 30 and, tried dating apps and stuff like that. And I probably went on 8 to 10 dates before I actually met my now wife. And I would say like 4 to 6 of them, the question always came up like, well, who's your team? When they talk about like football or mostly football. And I would say, oh, I don't actually watch football. And one girl looked at me and she goes, what do you do on Sundays? And I didn't know how to respond because I was so confused, as if there was only one thing you could do on a Sunday and like other things stopped existing. So I answered extremely sarcastically, and she looked at me and I looked back at her. So she asked me, so what do you do then? And I said, anything else. And we looked at each other and we went, it's probably not going to work, right? And we both went, correct. Like she required a guy that watched football all Sunday, not to mention like Mondays and every other day. So the moment that happened, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work because we're just not going to vibe. I need someone that's like completely willing to understand that I'm just who I am. And my wife now, despite the fact that she watched a lot of hockey when I met her, I told her, I'm like, you feel free to watch as much hockey as you want. I just won't be watching with you. And she just kind of like phased out. And now she's like, I don't even miss it, which is funny. I mean, at times I think she does, but she worked in a sports bar when I met her, and it was always on. It's always on. Anyway, that was me sharing just the facts with you about me. Whoa, big ass tag. But yeah, I watch a lot of fringe sports. You got to throw on the hockey jersey and put on a game. You will never catch me wearing another grown man's name on my back. Not that I have any problem with other people that do. I just won't do it. I won't do it. There's something about it that I'm just, it doesn't vibe with me. I like I'm just being honest with you right now. I've never said that out loud, other than to my wife and a couple of my close friends who like watch sports, and they go, ugh. We went to a Red Wings game. I only been to one Red Wings game, and I live on the border between Windsor and Detroit. So like we're right there. And I got invited by my wife's friends who are all like hockey fans. And her friend brought me over a jersey, and she said, you have to wear this. And like, there was no chance. And I actually had on like a blue or white shirt that I just put on, and they were playing the Leafs. She's like, you can't wear that. I was like, well, I'll probably just wear whatever I want. And I wore it, and they were like embarrassed to be around me. And I'm like, I understand the culture and the personal identity aspects of it, but it's just not for me. Let me see here. Neil goes, huh? Yeah, I just can't do it. I think I love other athletes, but I'm not gonna like wear their jerseys. I'll put them on the wall, especially if I worked with them. I'll like feature them. It's about them, right? I'm not trying to like put that on me. I play pro football soccer in South Africa. I use a lot of your advice. Also, from like a performance side of things, I'm happy to help out any sport that needs help. But to like get intermixed in there too far, I'm not sure it would serve me well. But I'm really, really, really glad that the work has helped you improve, man. Thanks for sharing that with me. You mind if I screenshot your comment and share it with my community? I think they would like that. So we got here. Where do you play for? We're going to save that. Yeah, you can't wear the team colors. You'll get dodged. I also am like, I don't know whether it's it's just like my personality is very much so like I'm whatever everybody's doing. I'm just kind of like, I'm probably going to do the opposite. I don't like to conform to like what people say I have to do, even if it's like I got to wear like a color. I'd rather just not go. You're learning a lot about Coach Ty that you didn't realize. Okay, Blackout 2430. Not really like the forum for like, I get that everybody's frustrated about COVID, but I'm not going to share the message. Unfortunately, appreciate you empathizing with me being in isolation though. Sundowns FC, right on. Well, I appreciate you being here and sharing that, man. That means a lot to me. I'll share that. If you put your Instagram handle down there as well, I will post it on our Instagram, and I'll tag you as well to make sure that you get the shine you need as well, which I'm sure you don't need help with it. But if our humble channel can help you get some more looks, I'd be happy to. So what have we established? We've established that I am the least jock you've ever met, that I don't watch very many, if any, sports. That I enjoy more nerding out than anything else. I'm kind of like in my downtime. Most people would probably be like, he's pretty boring. obviously my favorite thing to do is just spend time with my family, with my son, and do stuff with him. But I really just I love listening to just chill music and just walking, thinking. I spent a lot of time. This is how I kind of found my way into the technique side of jumping, and how I kind of created parameters that we now use for our coaching certifications. Is I would spend a lot of time alone with earbuds in on my whiteboard, just into the evening, and just kind of getting in my head and whiteboarding and just moving and feeling my body move. And I really, really enjoy those moments when I'm just kind of spending a lot of time just trying to connect with myself. This is probably why I have, when you meet me and work with me in person, definitely a much more of a holistic approach to things than most people realize. They think it's going to be a lot of angles and sports sciencey. I'm super rooted in science and understand the scientific fundamentals of what I do very well. But I much more enjoy learning how to get through to people and learn people, which is why I really, really like the psychological side of things, and behavioral sciences and things like that are really fascinating to me. So somebody texted me again. Yeah, I've listened to a few Alan Watts lectures, man. I just finished I've watched it before, but I'm not sure why I watched it again, but it was a Jordan Peterson, Sam Harris debate. It was a 2-part, 4-hour debate. Believe it or not, I'm sitting here going, I can't watch soccer because it's it just doesn't move at the pace that I'm used to. And then I'm also saying that I can sit and watch people debate for 4 hours. It just stimulates a part of me that is necessary. I'm just reading through, make sure I answered everybody. All right, how do we feel about the fact that of what I said? Is it weird? Are you? How do we feel about that? Curious. I know Neil's been pretty good to share his what? When I get sent highlights and stuff from Instagram or videos of people freaking out over watching their sports and stuff. I think you know what it is I think it's a reflection of how you grew up too. So if you grew up in a household that really highly valued athletics, and that was of extreme value and importance, so it became much more important for you, and you identified with the culture of sport. Whereas I identified more with I identify with being an athlete, but I didn't identify with the sport culture quite as much as I just the outlet of performance, if that makes sense. Trust me, I have a in the back. That's it. I always have to when I'm meeting up with athletes, I get contracted, but I have to do research to make sure that I'm aware of, number one, who they are as athletes, probably have some recent news about the sport they're in, so I don't feel like an idiot. I actually got into sports super late, just being a competitive person. Sports just slot in nicely. Yeah, and I'm actually I wouldn't even say I'm super competitive. I don't mind competing, but I don't have a very overly competitive spirit with others. I'm very intrinsically competitive. I'm very achievement oriented, but that's more so from a intrinsic standpoint. I'm always only trying to do things to find my own limits and edges. And that's the same thing with sports, is it was I was less interested in winning as I was just experiencing, and whatever that was good for me. And it always felt nice to win, don't get me wrong, it feels nice to win, but I've never had I personally have never had the mentality of getting into something because I just wanted to win. When I was dunking competitively for years, I just love to go into shows and contests and just compete and learn people and meet people and have an opportunity to just like express. And um, yeah, it was more for, it's hard to even, I've never really actually reflected that deeply on it. It was just, I just enjoyed it. Simply got into dunking because when I was growing up, my dad would always go crazy when guys hit cool dunks on the TV. There you go. So it was much more of an achievement driven, like validation based outlet for you, right? I want to do this because I want to be better and become impressive to myself and to others. And it's good to have that kind of anchor. I like knowing what motivates people and what got people, like from a behavioral standpoint. I'm very fascinated with that because I think you can do a lot from on the performance side once you tap into the kind of the more like neurocognitive connections, and where they're rooted, and finding out how people frame their behaviors. I think is big. Anyway, I think I'm going to let you guys go. It's almost been 45 minutes. Just rambling on it here about how much I don't watch sports. Okay. I appreciate you all very much. Holler at me over Instagram. If you don't follow us on Instagram, at Project Pure Athlete. If you want to follow me personally, which now you're like, this guy's super boring, it's Jump Guy Ty. And you can check stuff out over there if you want. You can see updates in the house. And I'll talk to y'all later. Much love.